Hey everybody, welcome back to the JG Show. I'm in the ring with Rory. We're not in the ring, we're at George and Dragon in Circo SeaWorld here enjoying a beer that you can get for 35 RMB, a craft beer, and on happy hour for as little as 15 RMB. We're going to be talking to you about UFC 257.
First time you've got that right.
First time.
One take, done.
One take, finally.
One take.
Thank God. So Rory is going to give us the ins and outs for the upcoming UFC 257 with none other than the notorious Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier. Take it away. What do we do?
Conor's
Dude,
back,
I'm
man.
excited
He's
about
back.
this.
There's no fight week like a Conor McGregor fight week.
Conor McGregor always brings it, doesn't he?
Yeah,
He brings the excitement. I'm so buzzed for this fight.
Now that Mayweather's finished, you don't get a buzz like a fight around like you do a Conor McGregor fight.
Yeah.
So this is his first time on Fight Island. It's going to be in Abu Dhabi. He's finally made it to Abu Dhabi. He's fighting Dustin Poirier for the second time.
For the second time.
Yeah.
And is this a seated event? Are they going to have?
They're going to have 2,000 fans.
2,000 fans. That's it.
2,000 socially distanced.
The creme de la creme.
Fans, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably the Abu Dhabi royal family.
It'll all be the royal family. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It'll all be royalty, right? It'll all be Abu Dhabi royalty.
It's pretty good though, because I watched the fight on Sunday. Did you see?
I didn't see
Holloway.
Max Holloway yet. No, I haven't watched the main event.
Max Holloway on Sunday was fantastic.
He's so good, yeah.
He's incredible. He's better than he's ever looked. I think he landed 445 significant strikes.
Is that right? He has more strikes landed than any other UFC fighter in history, something like this?
He beat every striking record that there was. He had 445 strikes landed, and he beat the previous record of 290.
Serious?
Which he also held.
Which he also held. That's crazy. Yeah. So he's just all volume.
It was amazing. It was just an absolute masterclass. Just the different angles, the pace. It was amazing. He was even screaming at the commentators at one point. Yeah, he wasn't even looking. And he's like, I'm the best boxer in the UFC. He's like, oh shit.
Really?
He's slapping punches and throwing jabs, and he wasn't even fucking looking at him. It was amazing.
What a legend.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah, also on that card was the Li Jingliang knockout, first round.
The whole card was good. I think 4 out of 5 of the main card were knockouts.
Really?
It's a good card.
Would have been shots all round, right?
You need to catch up, man.
My gosh,
but the good thing was that was the first event at the new Etihad Arena with the 2,000 fans. Mm-hmm. And you get a bit of the crowd.
There's a new arena
in Abu Dhabi.
Really? They moved out
of the UFC bubble, and they've moved into this brand new Etihad full scale.
Is that where that previous fight was? The boxing fight?
No, this is the first event. Well, Sunday was the first event in the new stadium.
Okay. And it's a new stadium too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brand new stadium. So there's 2,000 fans, but because there's so little fans, you still get the impact. You can still hear it. You can still hear the fight. So we're going to get to experience Conor McGregor's power and him chatting away to Dustin.
Excellent.
With a smaller crowd.
Excellent.
But yeah, it's a different fight this time round. So they last fought in 2014.
2014. Okay, that's a ways away. Yeah. That was when Conor was still up and coming, right? He didn't quite make the name for himself.
McGregor fought Poirier in 2014. That was his coming. That was his kind of coming to the party.
Okay.
He was this up and coming star, and he went to Vegas to fight Dustin Poirier, who I think was ranked 5 at the time.
Okay.
This was his first top 5 guy. He was second on the main card, and he came out and knocked him out in 1 round.
Really?
Bounced the set.
So this is where Conor McGregor became Conor McGregor.
This is where he first became Conor McGregor.
I suppose that's where the magic of this rematch comes then, right?
It's different this time. It's came full circle. These guys have now, McGregor's fought 8 times in the UFC since then.
8 times, okay.
He's also had his fight with Floyd Mayweather. So he's became a completely different guy now. Dustin Poirier has fought 13 fights. 13, all right. Since 2014.
More, but not necessarily much more, right?
No, but they're different mentally now. McGregor's not so much in your face as he was before. He's more calm and collected. They're both dads now. They're both fathers.
Both fathers.
Both got kids.
That's different. That'd make a change.
There's a lot more respect. The majority of their winnings are going to go to charity.
Oh, okay.
So McGregor's Dublin charity and Dustin Poirier's Good Fight Foundation.
What's this? 19 knockouts, 12 knockouts. Okay.
That's total record. So
total record. Actually, Conor McGregor does win on knockouts. That's for
McGregor's got an 80-something% finish rate in knockouts.
Really? That's good.
That's the difference in this fight.
That's very good.
But
Yeah.
we'll get into the stats.
Okay.
Prepared.
Prepared. Yes.
But yeah, so this is a completely different fight. That's the main thing. The two guys are coming out. They're matured now. They were young guys before, but now they're men. They've became the fighters that they want to be.
I suppose that's the biggest difference. They've kind of established themselves, both of them.
And
right?
Dustin went in really hot into that fight. McGregor wound him up so much. He said he's never hated anyone so much as he hated Conor McGregor.
Really?
And McGregor's watching the video and just laughing at him.
So, look at that.
But this time there's none of that. McGregor, they're both going to be going in calm. And Poirier is an incredible fighter now. The wars was in his last fight against Hooker.
Yeah, Hooker. That Hooker fight was really good, right?
Yeah, he fought Dan Hooker. He beat remember Max Holloway. He beat Max Holloway two fights ago.
Max Holloway.
Eddie Alvarez, Justin Gaethje. He's beaten all these guys since McGregor.
Yeah.
He's a different fighter now.
And actually, most of these fights, like Conor hasn't even fought these guys, right?
No,
except for Eddie.
After the Poirier fight, Conor just went straight up. He had the Dennis Siva fight, which was nothing, but then he fought Chad Mendes for the interim title.
Yeah.
And then he fought Jose Aldo, obviously,
Jose
the
Aldo.
13-second knockout for the undisputed title.
Yeah, and then he played with his.
Then he moved up to welterweight.
That's it.
After Dos Anjos got injured, Nate Diaz lost, welterweight rematch, and then he went to Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, he went to Ed Alvarez, then Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, and then he came back, and when he came back, there was the Khabib loss.
But the Khabib, I don't like the Khabib fight. I know Khabib. Well, there's two sides to it. That was the worst McGregor on that night. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, the thing that Khabib does to people, like when you talk about Dustin Poirier, who's never been better cardio-wise, and Justin Gaethje, who's never looked as good as he was going into that Khabib fight. The way they looked in the second round after being one round with Khabib, they were fucked. Finished.
So he just drains people.
He just sucks the cardio out of you. What Khabib does to fighters, you don't see from anyone else.
Okay.
Just I don't know if it's the pressure or just the having to carry
just the pressure on top of him
weight,
because he holds them, right?
So I'm not saying Conor McGregor could beat him because I think Khabib would win again. Just that Khabib fight wasn't the right Conor McGregor. He was drunk on money and fame.
That's it. I mean, and that's something to be said. If he was to come back and fight against Khabib, I mean, I would think there might not be that big of a difference as an outcome, but it would be a different fight.
It'd be a different fight. I think it would finish in probably the same round in exactly the same way, but it would be a much better fight.
Yeah. It wouldn't be a thrashing.
McGregor disagrees.
Yeah. Did you see what did he say? He's like, this rematch. He said he gave Dustin some credit, and he said this will be a tough rematch, but the Khabib rematch will not be like I'll just remember he said
that this will be an easy rematch, but it won't be as easy as the Khabib.
It won't be as easy. Yeah. I was like, oh man.
The best quote all week he was saying he was giving Poirier a bit of respect. He was saying Poirier is a different fighter now. He's even a great fighter. He's like, but great is still levels below me.
Levels below me. Yeah.
It's fucking class.
He's good, huh?
I love that shit.
He's really good. Yeah, he's really good at this.
I love that shit.
And did you see Dana White take Khabib into that room, right?
Yeah,
and talk to him about
anticlimax. Dana White said that once Khabib retired, it was very emotional. His dad had just died. He told his mum he wasn't going to fight after that fight, so he retired last year.
Yeah, But
he never vacated the belt. And Dana White says, we're going to go to Abu Dhabi in January. I'm going to sit down with Khabib and we're going to talk about what the next step is. Because his dad always wanted him to get to 30-0. He's 29 right now.
Okay.
So they had that big meeting last week, and the outcome was that Khabib wants to see what's going to happen this weekend.
That's right, he said he'd leave it open, right?
It's a bullshit fucking outcome. Well, why not say I'm going to fight the winner of Conor Dustin? Say, I'm not going to hold up the division, but I want to see how they do, and if they impress me, I'll think about it.
Okay.
But the fuck's that? That's
which is kind of, because actually if Khabib were to fight Conor again, that's interesting, but not so much if we were to fight Dustin.
But I mean, that's what a champion does. You fight the number one contender.
Yeah.
And
he hasn't vacated the belt, so it would be his responsibility to do that.
Yeah, I mean, he's the champion, so you need to fight someone in the top 5.
But Dana White won't let him vacate the belt, though.
Because he wants him to go to 30-0, and Dana White knows that the biggest fight that they can make will be Khabib Conor 2.
Okay. Not GSP?
GSP's out.
GSP won't.
GSP's not happening. Yeah, GSP started making excuses about he wanted concessions because of his age and stuff like that.
It's not. Doesn't sound like GSP.
Nah, the last time that Dana White spoke about it, he said it's off the table.
Off the table. So Conor McGregor.
I don't think Khabib versus GSP would be as big as McGregor.
As big as McGregor, no. I mean, anything McGregor is just automatically big.
Yeah.
Bigger than GSP. Just GSP's been out of it for so long.
Yeah.
GSP, that is a big money fight, but nothing beats a Conor McGregor fight.
Nah, but Khabib Conor 2 would be massive.
Conor McGregor just in the octagon.
Did you see him arrive?
Yeah.
Did you see him arrive in Abu Dhabi?
Yeah, he
rolled up in a yacht.
He rolled up in a yacht.
Conor McGregor flew to Abu Dhabi for a few days with his family, and then he got a yacht, this huge yacht from Dubai, and sailed into Yas Island.
Oh, it's mint, huh? I wonder if he's bankrolling all these stunts that he does, right?
Of course he is. He doesn't give a fuck, man.
Yeah.
I think his entire life and his whole family's life for generations to come is financed solely by the whiskey.
Whiskey, yeah, that's right. His whiskey brand can more than pay for everything.
This fight stuff, he just likes being the centre of attention.
And
it's the only.
Now the fighting is his hobby, right?
Yeah, and the thing is, he's an incredible fighter. People forget he's actually a world-class fighter. But what he done against Eddie Alvarez, what he done against Cerrone last year.
Yeah, incredible. But what the magic is watching him at his peak. That's what we want to watch. Like this weekend, I hope he comes in there just like he did with Donald Cerrone and just fucking like that's it. Round one done. Okay, now what? Now let's do Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, that's what he says. He said he's been training short southpaws this whole camp just in case Pacquiao's next.
Yes, because
fucking Pacquiao fight, he'll get smashed by Pacquiao.
Yeah, but that's okay. But that's okay. That's fine. He still gets to keep the allure, the essence of what this legend is intact. Yeah, it's all intact.
Yeah,
it's all intact. What would be ridiculous is Jake Paul. That would be ridiculous. That could really.
Let's not even talk about that.
Let's not. Yeah, we won't give any credit to this kind of an idea. But Manny Pacquiao, that's magical.
Manny Pacquiao, because they're both the same management team.
Yes.
Pacquiao said he wants to fight an MMA fighter. Conor says he's been told it's very quick. He's waiting for contracts.
Yeah, and there's a lot of respect between these two guys.
Yeah.
Either of them win, everybody's happy. We'll all be good. Yes, that is just. Yes. Let's make that fight happen.
Pacquiao will destroy Conor McGregor.
Oh yeah, it would be so. Conor McGregor would he'd do it with a smile on his face. He would be like, "I've made millions," and I mean, he's arguably the greatest offensive fighter, right? Offensive fighter, at least in that weight division. Floyd Mayweather.
Even boxing.
Yeah, in boxing. Floyd Mayweather, best defensive fighter. Manny Pacquiao.
Pacquiao's a pretty good offensive fighter, though.
Yeah.
Very good.
Arguably, probably the greatest offensive fighter, I would say. Yeah. And that's why Pacquiao couldn't really win against Floyd, because Floyd defense would always win, right? Yeah. But that would be great. Can you imagine? Conor McGregor?
I think I'd be more excited for the build up to the fight than the actual fight itself.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You just have to tell Manny Pacquiao let's draw the rounds out. Let's because you wouldn't expect Manny Pacquiao to do the whoa defensive thing and be like, whoa. He'll just come in and do his, he does his in out.
The risk for Pacquiao fighting a guy like that is if Pacquiao can't just beat him. Pacquiao has to smash him.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's a loss.
Yeah, that's right.
He can't just win. Imagine McGregor took Pacquiao to a points decision.
Yeah, but going back to that Muppet Jake Paul, nobody's talked about it. Conor McGregor never really talked about it or addressed it.
Conor brushed him off.
And it worked. It absolutely worked. It just kind of was like, now it's all quiet again.
Well, Jake Paul's got a fight.
Jake Paul got a fight.
Jake Paul, apparently it's done. It's a 2-fight deal. He's going to fight Ben Askren.
Ben Askren.
What? But he's going to fight Ben Askren. But see, I was talking to one of the guys about this the other day. There's nobody that I would like to see Jake Paul beat except from Ben Askren.
Except for Ben Askren. But then it kind of becomes like, it's just a silly stunt.
The whole thing's a silly stunt. So I'd like to see Jake Paul beat Ben Askren. And then the second fight apparently is against Dylan Dennis.
Dylan Dennis, yeah.
So, we'll see.
Dylan Dennis, I think, would be a little bit more aggressive standing up than Ben.
I mean, Dylan Dennis is jiu-jitsu. Ben Askren's a wrestler.
But they're playing boxing, right?
Yeah.
It's on boxing. Yeah.
Fuck
and both. Yeah. So you got Jake Paul who calls out two guys that are wrestlers. Fuck you up. I'm gonna fuck you up. And they're like, yo, man, I'm gonna fuck you up. And they're like, hey, wait, I gotta go learn boxing now. Shit.
I was talking to Mick in Hong Kong, and I said that Ben Askren must have better boxing than Jake Paul. Because he's been training in Bellator, UFC for years. I think he was a champion in Bellator. I can't remember.
What's their weight differences, or if there's anything?
No idea.
No.
But Mick says I'm completely wrong. He was like, go and watch Ben Askren striking on YouTube.
Yeah.
He's like, I haven't laughed at anything as much.
It's terrible. It's terrible. Even the way he stands.
Ben Askren.
Yeah, just the way he stands and the way he kind of has he has like a real C, like what is it called? I think it's called C posture. He's very like grappling, like he's almost as a human being, he's better on the ground. Yeah, he's terrible, man.
But yeah, McGregor Poirier.
Okay, McGregor Poirier.
Both southpaws, both left-handed fighters. They're both exactly the same height, 5'9".
It's amazing.
Poirier lands more strikes per minute than McGregor.
Okay, per minute.
Not by much. McGregor lands averagely 5.57 per minute, whereas Poirier lands 5.43.
Okay, all right.
Poirier also takes fewer punches than McGregor per minute.
Takes fewer.
So Poirier gives out more punches.
Man, you've got the statistics, yo. That's crazy.
We're evolving, man.
Look at that.
We're evolving.
Some high-level statistics. Jesus.
So Poirier lands more strikes per minute, and he absorbs more strikes, and he avoids.
And avoids more. Okay.
So he absorbs 4.18 to Conor's 4.4. Poirier also beats McGregor on every stat on the ground.
Poirier. Okay.
So
don't go to the ground with McGregor. Huh?
No. Poirier also beats McGregor on every stat on the ground. That said, like you were talking about earlier, McGregor's distance control, his power.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to be in all that. They're not going to just start swinging. Poirier might try, but McGregor's way too good a fighter for that.
That's it. That's what he did to Aldo, right? He was able to.
Yeah.
You would never rush in with a striker like that.
Everyone writes off that Cerrone fight last year, saying that McGregor beat Cerrone in 40 seconds this time last year. Cerrone was past his peak. But Cerrone's still a legend. Yes. And McGregor didn't just beat him in 40 seconds. McGregor had a 100% success rate with every punch and took 0 punches. That's ridiculous.
That was Conor McGregor at 100%, which is what we'd want, right? He's still such a high-level fighter. He really is. He is like he is a promotion, a machine.
He's the fighter.
But yeah, man, if he's good, he's so good, right?
Yeah. I think he's coming. He's not looked in shape like this for years. He's in fantastic shape. He seems focused.
There hasn't been any bad press lately about him. Like he hasn't punched anyone in a bar.
It's been lockdown, isn't it?
Yeah. He hasn't smashed anything, through a bus or something. So he seems pretty calm and collected. Everything, like all the media that he's been given, all the interviews that he's done, he's just seemed like I'm spending time with my family. I'm focused. I'm with my, with my kids and training. He just seems like he's normal, right?
Yeah. His coach was on BT Sport yesterday saying that the Khabib fight changed him.
Okay.
He said after the Khabib fight, before the Khabib fight, he was taking fighting a bit for granted. He was getting fights like the Mayweather fight and making all of this money. God. And the wins in the UFC were coming pretty easy, so he took it a bit for granted.
Uh-huh.
The Khabib fight, he reckons, was a bit of a humbler. And after that, he
probably needed it, right?
Yeah. Better for the long run.
Because there is something to be said about the status that he's in. And this is something I want to ask you about as well. Is like Khabib, after that last fight with his father dying from COVID and the way that he retired and the whole war, everyone wants to watch Khabib, right? Yeah. Khabib, maybe he doesn't pull as many numbers as Conor, but definitely he's number 2. Yeah. He would be the second. Like every time there's a Khabib event, everyone listens, right? And that time, when he gave that speech and he was like, "No, this is my last fight," he kind of transcended combat and he went into this athlete status. He went into that area of Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, these. He went into this sort of legendary status because everyone respected him for being an athlete, not necessarily a fighter. And I don't know if Conor McGregor is quite there yet. He's still very much a fighter. He's still very much like the world's greatest fighter, most famous fighter, most influential fighter, blah, blah, all this, right?
And he's got that business stuff beside him, but I know what you mean.
Yeah, I don't know, because comparing the two, that's why the magic is having them both fight. Comparing the two, but they're also very different as well as the same, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're both the same. McGregor's fame has never really come from his... Oh, that's a strange thing to say. His fame has never really come from the fights that he's had. As strange as that is to say. McGregor done fantastic, and it was the fight that got his name on the map. But what took him into that celebrity status was everything outside the ring.
That's right, his mouth. His mouth.
His interviews.
Just his behavior.
His charisma.
Right?
It was the press conferences were almost as fucking popular as the fights.
That's right. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
just him as a personality. It's like Conor's here, Conor's here, Conor's here, Conor's here. Where no one else has ever really drawn that much attention for those reasons, even in the sporting world. If Tiger Woods showed up to an event, everyone would be like, "Oh, it's Tiger Woods, cool." Yeah. But you wouldn't be like, "Yo, like the way Conor McGregor just acts as a person, walks around, the way he talks, you're just like, dude, what's going on with this guy? Like, you just want to be part of what he's doing, right?
And he's famous for that more than the sporting. So that's why Khabib's almost, like you say, like an athlete, but Conor's more a celebrity.
Yes, yeah, there you go. That's probably the best way to do it. Conor is a celebrity. And the position that he's in right now with fucking boats coming into Abu Dhabi, right? And private jets. He's like, you see him there at these, you see his house, the house that he's in, and he's like, doing training with his kid. You look at his house, you're like, bro, that's better than the freaking White House. Like, that is an extremely beautiful house, right? But how is he going to deal with all of this? I guarantee you, no other athlete on the planet has ever been in that position and has been playing and participating in a sport that demands so much from you physically. Yeah. It really is a physically demanding sport.
Well, you get to a certain stage when you get that kind of money. And you look at guys like Mike Tyson when they got the money and things like that. But yeah, I think Conor McGregor's past that now. He's had his crazy couple of years where he's got on at the drugs.
I hope so. I hope all of that is gone and done and finished.
But it might just be the pandemic.
Yeah.
I mean,
because
pubs were closed.
What kid?
Bars were closed, restaurants were closed, the clubs were closed.
Yeah.
There's nothing for him to do.
I hope the pandemic saved Conor McGregor.
I hope he gets Pacquiao money and then just goes fucking crazy again.
Yeah, like because what other sport on the planet do you not have a right to go crazy? Like, you're in combat sport and you're fucking risking your life and you're out there fighting against another human being that wants to take your head off. Yeah, I win and I made some millions. Let's go celebrate, right? Like, that's and Conor McGregor, like you were saying, with his whole personality, that personality, you expect him to be like, yeah, fuck yeah. And that's what you expect. You don't expect him to be this Zen dude that's like, yeah, I'm at peace with myself now. You're like, no, come on, fuck you, Conor. Let's go do something crazy.
We'll see what happens when he gets his pay-per-view points next week.
Yes. Oh man. Oh, it might be the largest. It will probably be the largest pay-per-view of this year, no doubt.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Just started.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, he said he wants to fight 4 times this year.
4 times.
But he said that this time last year, and obviously COVID happened and different things happened, but he wants to have that. Last year he spoke about a season, and he wants to try and have a season this year. So he says if he managed to go through the featherweight division, he beat everyone in the featherweight division at the time. Mm-hmm. Now he wants to try and do the same in the lightweight division.
Yeah, which would be fair. I like a goal like that. Yeah. That's something we can look forward to because
the lightweight division's got so many names in it right now.
Yeah, because look, 3 fights in 2016. Right? 3 fights in 2015, 1 fight 2018.
Then he got money.
And then he got money, yeah. Cha-ching. And then he got 1. Like, it's true, you don't have to fight as much when you're that big of a high profile fighter. It's true. Yeah. But yeah, we definitely would like to see more of Conor McGregor.
Yeah. But the second fight on the main card this weekend is...
Who's next?
So Khabib wants to watch McGregor Poirier, but he also wants to watch the next lightweight fight, which is Michael Chandler versus Dan Hooker.
Oh yeah,
big fight.
Yeah.
Dan Hooker.
Yeah, we can't forget Hooker.
Hooker's been on a great run. Recently, he's 20 and 9. He's 30 years old. He's got 10 knockouts, 7 submissions, and he's been smashing guys. He had a great fight with Dustin Poirier earlier in the year, and he's fighting Michael Chandler, who is the 2-time lightweight champion from Bellator.
Oh, right.
He's got the most, let me get this right, he's got the most stoppage wins.
Most stoppage wins?
In lightweight history in Bellator. Oh, okay. He's also got the most wins overall ever in Bellator history.
Shit, really?
Yeah, it changes things, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That changes things.
It makes things a lot more interesting, yeah.
He's got the 2nd most submission wins in history. He's an NCAA Division I All-American wrestler.
Jesus, okay.
And he's got wins over guys like Eddie Alvarez, Benson Henderson in Bellator. Now everyone talks about Bellator being a step below the UFC, and it is, but it's definitely the number two.
It's a close second, right?
And this guy's one of the best that they've had.
9 knockouts.
So
wow.
He's moving over to the UFC, and they're not fucking about with the guy they're giving him. Dan Hooker versus Michael Chandler will be a great fight.
Dan Hooker. This is something I want to ask you before. I remember somebody, I remember this question coming up because he trains in New Zealand as well, right?
Yeah, he trains with Adesanya.
Does he train with Adesanya as well?
Yeah.
With Adesanya
and Volkanovski.
And Volkanovski, and then the other guy, Kai, right?
The guy you like.
The guy,
France,
the guy who fought Mark De La Rosa.
And he fought
Shenzhen.
Dawodu.
They're all in the same camp, right? Yeah. So that's all. Yeah, New Zealand's got some pretty prominent fighters now, right?
Yeah. He's coming up, so that's going to be a great fight to watch. And then Khabib said that if Dan Hooker, Michael Chandler, Dustin Poirier, Conor McGregor, if any of those guys impress him, he'll fight them.
Okay.
So any of these guys can get a shot at the title.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The McGregor or the Dan Hooker fight.
That's awesome. And Dan Hooker, I'd love for him to be a champion sometime in the future.
Dan Hooker,
yeah,
he can be.
He's a great. I think he's just not just as a fighter, but as an athlete as well.
He's funny.
He's a funny guy. Yeah.
The UFC 257 press conference is going to be on Thursday, and Dan Hooker said he's terrified in case Conor McGregor roasts him.
Really?
he's like, look what happened to Jeremy Stevens. He's like, Conor McGregor in 2 seconds just ruined his fucking career.
Yes.
Dan's like, I'm just going to sit there and stay quiet. I'm not going to look at Conor.
I'm not going to look at Conor. It's bad luck.
He's like, Conor can ruin your career at a press conference.
Yes.
And he doesn't even need to fucking try.
That's the magic of Conor. It's just his mouth, man.
Do you remember what he said to Jeremy Stevens? Jeremy Stevens, he's like, I'll fight you. He's like, I'll fucking knock you out. And Conor went, who the fuck is that guy? And that was it. Jeremy Stevens over.
Who the fuck are you?
Who the
fuck is this guy? Oh my god.
So yeah, Michael Chandler, Dan Hooker's going to be an absolute belter. Before that, we've got Jojo Calderwood, who we've spoken about a few times. She's the Scottish girl.
Yeah.
She gave up her mandatory challenger to Shevchenko, fought what's her name, Jennifer Maia. Lost. Jennifer Maia fought Shevchenko. Now she's trying to get back in a title shot.
Okay.
So we'll see her.
Scottish girl, huh?
Yeah, she's probably
Scotland.
She's the top prospect from Scotland for sure. In fact, she's from my hometown. She's Mervyn.
Really?
Same hometown. 5,000 people.
Really? Okay. There's a few good fighters from Scotland now. Scotland's starting to produce some good.
Jojo from Irvine. We've got Paul Craig.
Who's that? Yes, Paul Craig.
Paul Craig's the guy that beat Shogun Rua.
Yeah.
Maybe a month
Beard
ago?
boy.
2 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a jiu-jitsu guy. So yeah, it's coming up. Talking about UK fighters, we've got a Fight Island card tonight.
Okay.
So there's a Fight Island card tonight, and
that's coming tonight. That just got launched.
No, it's happening tonight.
Tonight?
It's live tonight.
What? Oh, that's right. There was 3. He promised us 3.
So Sunday happened with Max Holloway.
That's right.
There's a fight tonight, Chiesa versus Magny.
That's right. I can't believe I forgot that. We got to go over that quick then. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is one for the UK fans. This card for a change for the UK starts at 5 p.m. UK time.
5 p.m. UK.
Normally it's 3 a.m.
So what would that be for us then?
1 a.m.
1 a.m. That's not too bad.
It's not too bad, but we usually get good times. The UK usually gets shit times.
I know, that's usually
everything.
Everyone always jokes about like the UK having to watch UFC sucks, right?
So it's 5 p.m. in the UK, and you've got Leron Murphy, who's from Stockport in England. He's an undefeated featherweight from the UK. 6 out of his 9 wins have been first round finishes. He got shot in the face twice and survived in 2013.
Really?
Yeah.
Gotta watch this guy.
Already
I'm a fan.
He gets shot in the neck and he gets shot in the chin.
It's like 50 Cent, right?
Yeah. He got shot in Manchester and survived.
Jesus.
His last fight was a split decision draw where Tugogov, who's Khabib's training partner.
Ooh.
In this instance, he moved to California from England and he trains at Alliance MMA, who's Gustafsson,
yeah.
Jeremy Stevens, who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah.
And Dominic Cruz.
Dominic Cruz.
So Leron Murphy tonight in the UK, 5 p.m.
Nice.
You've also got the debut of Francesco Figueiredo.
Yeah.
Is Davido's brother.
Okay.
Current champion.
So the champion's brother, yeah.
He's also his #1 training partner.
Wow, all right. That's cool. You got 2 brothers in the UFC, right? That's worth the note.
Same division.
Nice.
So he's 125 pounds. He's the former Jungle Fight bantamweight champion.
Jungle Fight. Oh, I've heard about Jungle Fight.
Have you?
I've heard about Jungle Fight.
No idea what that is.
I can't remember where, but I remember. It's in my head. I know the logo. Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen it. Jungle Fight.
Well, whatever that is. He's a former bantamweight champion. We've got Mason Jones. This is interesting.
Okay, Mason Jones.
Mason Jones is
Welsh boy.
Welsh from the UK. He's 10-0.
All right.
10 wins, no losses. This is interesting. He's a 2-division Cage Warriors champion.
Cage Warriors. Okay.
So He had the lightweight and welterweight belt, both by TKO in 2020. Do you remember who the last European was to come into the UFC as a double Cage Warriors champion?
As a double cage, no.
Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor. Really?
Conor
So this
McGregor
might be our next and he's 10-0 already.
Conor McGregor was the last guy. He won in lightweight and featherweight in Cage Warriors.
Okay.
Champ.
So Cage Warriors is like a UK division then?
Yeah, I think so. I can't remember if it's UK or Ireland. I'm not too sure, to be honest. I'm sure.
Okay.
But yes, it's
2-division Cage Warriors champion, lightweight and welterweight, both TKO in 2020. Oh, wow.
And the last guy to do that was Mr. McGregor.
Was Mr. McGregor himself. Wow. Shit, these is some good stories here, yeah?
I mean,
some good to see the back end on these fights.
Full of
right?
fucking knowledge today, mate.
Yes.
Full of knowledge.
Dropping knowledge bombs, bro.
So yeah.
So that's it. That's the fight for this. I got to get this podcast out fast because you're going to want to catch this fight. UK time, 5 p.m.
5 p.m. in the afternoon,
5 p.m.
UK time. It's going to be live on BT Sport, and you've got these 3 big UK fighters. One of them got shot in the face.
One of them was shot in the face twice.
Jesus. One of them's the champion's brother, and one is the new Conor McGregor.
One is the new Conor McGregor. That's what you got to know. Wow. So that is UFC 257. And
UFC Fight
Fight Island. So every time they do Fight Island, they always do 3, and I guess they do 2 weekends and 1 during the week.
One in the week.
So what's happening after this weekend? Where's UFC moving?
UFC's moving back to the Apex, and it's Overeem versus Volkov.
I saw that. Overeem is, man, that guy, how many fights has he had just within the last year?
I mean,
last 12 months.
The last time he's lost.
Yeah, that's. Oh no, was with
Ngannou, but
with
that must have been 2 or 3 years ago now.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Overeem's probably. I think he's quite quiet. He's probably just collecting his paycheck. But that's the first one back at the Apex the week after McGregor, I think.
Okay. So far after that, we don't know what else is coming.
There's going to be Amanda Nunes versus Megan Anderson.
Okay.
The big tall bird. So, and then in the same card, it's going to be. I can't remember.
There's no word of Zhang Wei Li fighting again, right?
She's apparently, if they can't get the Rose fight done soon, I think she's going to fight that Spanish girl, Espinoza.
Okay.
The next ranked contender.
Okay.
But I don't know. So we've got Amanda coming up. Adesanya versus Blachowicz.
Mm-hmm.
That's coming up.
Adesanya versus Blachowicz. That's the one.
Adesanya's moving up. He's fighting Blachowicz. And then for March, they're targeting getting Stipe Miocic versus Ngannou.
Yes. Oh, this is another exciting fight.
It's all happening, man. And then hopefully, Eddie Hearn says in the next 4 weeks we'll have Joshua Fury information.
Oh, we'll have the date, right?
He says that the money's agreed.
Okay,
the location's almost agreed.
Is it like 150 million, right?
I don't know. We'll probably won't find out.
I think it was something like that. It was like some stupid amount of money.
What I was surprised at. Are we going to get into boxing here?
Yeah, let's touch on it quick before we close out.
Talking about money and Joshua Fury, the money they have to pay just to fight. So they're going to have to pay. It's like 300 grand per belt because both of them have to pay the governing bodies to be allowed to fight for the belt.
To be able to fight for the belt. I suppose that's how those governing bodies ever make any money, right?
Yeah, and
they give you the belt, but then they charge you to fight for it.
They must be the only guys that are paying the advertisers to advertise their fucking organisation.
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway.
So you're basically paying for their credibility, but 300 grand seems ridiculous.
300 grand.
Each belt?
Times 4 belts.
Times 4 belts.
I think the WBC is more. But also, the Fury Wilder thing is in court. And apparently it's going to be a settlement of around 10 million.
Okay, so pay Wilder 10 million.
And then you've got Alexander Usyk.
For Joshua.
He needs paid. Man needs paid.
Yeah.
Apparently he's going to fight Daniel Dubois, which is a good fight. But
that is a good fight.
He still needs paid to step aside. So if we assume that he gets the same as Wilder, you're talking 25 million.
So,
and this comes out of Joshua and Fury's pocket.
Out of their pocket.
So even if they want to fight, they have to stump up 25 million between them just to be allowed to go and fight.
Yeah. So, but I suppose what they're thinking is like this fight is so much money.
They don't give a fuck. I think they've passed. Joshua just says in interviews that I'm done with this chatting and talking. He's like, I'm waiting for the fight to get made. I'm training.
Okay.
He's over. Tyson Fury's been quiet, but I think it's just they're over it. So.
It's so interesting though the details behind it, where they actually have to pay other fighters to not fight them so they can fight this guy, right? Oh, the boxing world. Oh man.
UFC is so much fucking easier.
UFC is so much easier, right?
This guy's fighting that guy, then he's fighting that guy.
This guy obviously is gonna fight this guy. We can already predict it almost, right? But don't worry, guys. Next time we're going to be on the podcast. Rory's going to tell us all about some
Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson. Who is Mike Tyson going to fight next? There is info coming. If any of you guys have any questions or suggestions about what me and Rory should be talking about here on our fight show, please let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, you know the deal. And we'll see you guys for UFC 257. Cheers.